Matt.
Hi Tom.
How's it going?
Pretty good, thanks.
So it's about 8:30 on Sunday.
Yep,
You've just done the marathon. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Knees a bit sore, definitely. All the tricks with the physio seem to work though. Managed to get through the marathon pretty comfortably.
What was your finishing time?
Around 4 hours 38 minutes. A bit disappointing seeing as it was about an hour slower than last year, but I think it's good considering all the problems I've been having.
But up until about the 13-mile point, about halfway through, everything was going pretty well. But then there were a couple of moments when you have sort of little downhill sections, and that really sort of wreaks havoc on the knees. So I had to stop and walk for about a mile or so and do some stretching, and that really cost me a good half an hour on my time for the race in the end. And it was really doubting around the 15, 16 mile mark whether I'd be able to get through it without walking the rest of the way. But one of the things about the London Marathon is that the crowds are just fantastic all the way through, so there's so many people around it, you just can't stop running.
So how are you feeling about tomorrow?
Bit pensive, interesting to see how the knee feels first thing in the morning, but yeah, optimistic. We set off at 6 AM from Land's End. Weather was absolutely awful.
Okay, Matt, thoughts for the morning?
It's freaking freezing. Nice bit of rain.
I mean, right off the bat, it's similar to the marathon in that when I was starting it, I really didn't have a feeling for how the knee would react to it, because when I got the knee injury 6-7 weeks beforehand, I didn't get much of an opportunity to get on the bike and test it out. So I didn't know how that was going to feel first thing on the Monday morning. And once I sort of found out what I could and couldn't do, and that I had to cycle mainly with my right leg, it was just a matter of sort of trudging through, and it became evident pretty early on that I wasn't going to be able to do the whole mileage. And it was just a case of doing sort of as much as I could with the injury, which ended up doing about an average of 80 miles each day.
You're doing this challenge for the MS Society.
That's right.
Why the MS Society?
Obviously my older brother Chris has MS. Chris himself suffers from problems with coordination and has to use crutches to get around the house these days. So I've seen sort of firsthand what a terrible disease multiple sclerosis can be. So the MS Society help by providing specialist nurses, advice on latest treatments, physiotherapy, counselling. Generally they promote quality information, and they also directly fund research. So basically they've got all the bases covered in terms of doing an amazing job in helping to fight MS.
How are you feeling this morning, Matt?
Not too bad. We're starting off a little later today, so it's not so freezing cold. And I've got my new early Christmas present, a little gel tech pad for the saddle.
And what will this do?
Combat the severe saddle soreness I've been having.
Is your tushy hurting quite a bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about training. How have you prepared?
The main focus was on stepping the mileage up with the marathon training, stepping the mileage up slowly for the cycle, and trying to do sort of long runs every Friday and long cycles over every weekend. So a typical week would be about sort of 4 days a week running, 3 or 4 days a week cycling at the start, and then stepping that up till eventually is doing a bit of running and a bit of cycling most days. But obviously with the injury kicking in, I haven't been able to do that for 6 weeks, so where I should have been peaking and doing sort of a maximum cycle of a couple of 100 miles in a day and running for a good sort of 2.5 hours, I was having to rest during that period.
It's about breaking it up into manageable chunks. Like normally if you're feeling good and healthy, I guess, you can aim to take a break in 10 miles time. On this occasion with the knee, it was just a case of trying to get through the next mile, or the next 2 miles, or the next 5 miles. There are points when I was like really enjoying it and you were just going to smile on my face and I was looking around taking in the scenery. And then other points where, I guess I start to worry that I'm not going to be able to do the mileage. And I guess, then I get the head down, forget about what's around me and just focus on that.